Yo, 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 yo. You know, I come to realize that a lot of people are going through this desire to be cared about and a desire to be loved and cared for. But a lot of times they run into some mental health issues when they are pursuing and trying to complete their desires with a relationship. And it's two ends of the spectrum. You have the high anxiety, that means racing thoughts, a lot of stuff going on, can't get your mind on what's going on, overthinking, sweaty palms, things of that nature. All the physical symptoms of anxiety. All right. On the other end, you have depression. Depression is the opposite of anxiety. Depression means loss without absence, downward, no emotions, negative, low energy type feelings. That's all depression right there. And think about depression. Depression isn't something that is short term. It's like over a period of time. So, if you are in search of a relationship, okay, you really gotta feel yourself out at the beginning of where you at on the spectrum. Are you having high racing thoughts about a relationship, a lot of sweaty palms, or are you on the other end of being depressed, hurt, pain, negative? So it prevents you from wanting or having certain things as you're pursuing a relationship. So once you get to that point, you can better determine what state you in as you're pursuing, because you got to find your compatible partner. I'll give you an example here. I attract sad people. And when I say sad people, I say more people on the depression end than the anxiety end, because I have this sense of bringing you higher. You feel me? And sometimes when you higher, you are in this mind state of, I call it the fantasy world. You look up and you're like, oh, I can be that. I can do that. But in reality, you may not get there. But your belief and your desire of going higher helps create this, okay? So when you're dealing with someone like me of high energy, you will encounter moments of unforeseen things you thought you was going to be a part of. A little complex situations of excitement. I may provide some excitement you're not used to. But what happens is you start to go up on that level. Okay? So you started off depressed at a certain number. All right? But once you got the relationship you wanted, you started jumping probably to the complete opposite. You go from, I'm a depressed, low numbers, and then you like, ooh, I got high anxiety. And it's just that quick prevents you from truly accepting you. Because what happens, you're in a relationship with somebody, so you throw them all that negative energy you had. Okay? So now you feel good. You're happy. But you don't know what that has caused the other person to encounter. And that's when we start having these evolution of relationships. Because before you got with this person, your thought process was, this is all I'm missing. But when you get that, you start to reflect and say, man, it was more I wanted. But you already committed to this. So that's super critical when you are definitely starting to analyze and view yourself and your role of relationships, one, and also your expectations and desires for another person. Because this individual needs to have some type of, influence in the situation. Because what happens is you get stuck in this rut that you start to give all of you to somebody, and you may not be ready to give your all to somebody, but you're giving your all to somebody because you feel like it's going to work. And it could work, it may work, and most of the time it will work. But if that's not who you are, you're going to have like revolving problems, revolving, reoccurring, all these things going to re-happen. And who does that negatively affect in the long run? You. Because this person was a certain way before you. You had desires for this relationship. You provided these sacrifices. So the end results are more on you than the other person. So that is super critical when you are carefully analyzing yourself. So you jump into it, everything's going a certain way, and all of a sudden you not depressed no more. What do? See, that's the hard part. It's similar to when you go to school and you graduate, and it's like, ooh, I graduated, I got a degree. If you're not using your degree, sometimes you're not really satisfied with that thoughts of going to school. If you say, man, I went to school, got a degree, I ain't using it, you have no desire to pursue more degrees. You have no desires to get more education. You have no desire to get more knowledge on things you're doing. So that's why I feel that when you are into your relationship vibe, you want to make sure that you carefully analyze yourself, because desire to be happy could lead to a outcome of high anxiety or really, really low depression. All right. Peace out, holla.